Hey, it's Mark Sumpter, and I want to welcome you back to my blog. I know it has been quite some time since I posted on here, and hence the reason for this video to explain why. Well, as I started launching that business, about 17 days or so into my daily video posting, about the progress of the business, I suffered a terrible accident and I tore my rotator cuff on my left shoulder. And I went about a week and a half or so without it being diagnosed because, as you know, American medicine, they want to roll out a bunch of other things first before they start paying for those really expensive tests. And so I had to have an x-ray first to prove that there was nothing broken. And then from there, they did an MRI, which took a few days to get back to discover that it was in fact a really good tear. If I can use the word good to describe it. Anyway, after a couple surgeries, I was pretty much out of commission because I had zero use of my left arm. My left arm was actually in a sling. It was a very it was a weird contraption. It had this pillow thing that kept my arm away from my torso, and my hand was literally wrapped around a ball. And I wore this sling for a considerable amount of time and literally had zero use of my left arm. As a result of that, things suffered. I wasn't able to, one, post to the blog daily, and then two, type. And so I wasn't able to keep in touch with you guys through the Warrior Forum either. However, there were a few of you who reached out to me via Skype, or you caught a family member who happened to be on my laptop and they explained to you what had happened to me. And so the word got out to some of you why I was no longer posting. And I appreciate those of you who sent your well wishes and sent emails, telling me to keep my head up and to stay in touch. It was tough because, the medication that I was on, the Oxycontin and the Oxycodone, as you know, are some very popular drugs, that are highly, highly addictive. And, I was afraid of that. And so as quickly as I could, I found a way to get off of those drugs, because I feared, the addiction. Very strong medications, and, they're just tough to have in your system. And quite frankly, it kept me loopy and just kind of feeling just high as a kite. And so I just did not want to post videos, looking that way, one. Then two, I wasn't doing a whole lot other than, I learned how to outsource literally 100% of my business. And that's what I want to talk to you about here in a little bit, was how I was able to do that. Now, just prior to this happening, a lot of you were saying, well, Mark, you created a WSO on that interview technique that you learned from John Spangler. And the answer is yes, I did do that. However, before I could get that launched, I had this accident. And literally everything was sort of put on the back burner. The only true concern that I had at that time was making sure that I was able to maintain, the clients that I did have, because I was bringing in at that point about $7,500 a month. And I didn't want to lose that, so the focus was on making sure that I was able to maintain that. And then my secondary issue was how I was going to go about, customer acquisition, a new client acquisition, or how do I continue prospecting, because driving was not an option for me, being on that medication, and I simply just did not have the desire to go forward with new prospecting at the time. So that sat on hold, literally. However, while I was sitting, in a chair, I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't just watching, cable TV. I was working on some other things. And one of the things I was able to do, which I'm happy and excited about, and I'm going to post about that again probably tomorrow, is that I was able to take some PLR stuff, make it my own. In other words, I made a lot of changes to it, and I turned it into a book. And so I took that, and that book is now on Amazon, and I'm a published author, so I'm really excited about that. However, if you want to see that book, if you want to get it, in other words, if you want to read it, then about 40 of you, I'm more than willing to send you over a PDF of it. You're more than welcome to read the book. However, I want one thing in exchange from you, and that is I want a review from you posted on Amazon about the book. Okay, that's all I'm asking you to do. Now, this book is going to serve you in two ways. One, it's going to, it's going to help you understand what it is that your clients, are going to need, and there's some good how-to stuff in there too. So, which is good because, quite frankly, the book has done some amazing things for me here lately, in allowing me to not just say I'm the authority, but the book does that for you. And I'm going to talk about that more later on. I'm actually going to be doing a webinar about that, about the book and its contents, and some other stuff later on, and how I'm going to be building on that. But it makes you the authority, no doubt it does that. So I was able to accomplish that. The next thing I was able to do was I became really good at outsourcing everything that I needed to get done for my business. So I no longer had to worry about those mundane tasks of SEO and checking those things. I've got a project manager now who's responsible for handling all of that stuff and making sure that it's all outsourced. And I cannot tell you how much of a godsend that has been for me in the business. So we didn't lose any clients. We've been able to not just maintain the services that we agreed on, for them, but we have stepped up and raised the bar, and we have offered them some additional services. And I'm going to be talking about that in a subsequent video. I won't do that right now because I want to share with you really what I've been doing. Okay, and so I'm really excited about the prospect of being able to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be starting a new thread on the Warrior Forum, talking about specifically how I collected $5 grand. Yeah, that's right, $5,000 from someone who wanted a site redesign and a mobile website. That's a far cry from what I was getting, for all the other stuff that I was offering. In other words, if you recall, and you go back and watch some of my other videos, and I'll still make this WSO available for people who want it, but I've gone way beyond that. But it's really weird, how I went from, offering someone a site redesign and a mobile website and SEO and all these other things for $1,500 and $500 a month, to collecting $5,000 up front for a site redesign and a mobile website, which took us literally no time at all to get up. And I did it by using webinars, and which brings me to my next point. I no longer drive and go from one business to the next interviewing them. I do everything over the phone, and I do everything through webinars. A whole series of webinars I've created specifically for these different types of services that we offer. So I'm really excited to be talking about those different things, and again, that WSO that I initially did with the help of John Spangler, him teaching me the interview method, we've taken that to a whole nother level. I mean, a whole nother level. And so that's something I'm willing to share with you, that I want to talk about on this blog. However, I must warn you that I won't be posting here every day. I just don't have the time to. Since I'm healthy again and I'm able to use, this arm, woohoo! We've hit the ground running, and we're doing a lot of things right now. And so, while I'll be posting here periodically, a couple times a week, I'd imagine, maybe even 3. The real meat will be in those who choose to join me and see literally behind the scenes everything I'm going to be doing. But I'm going to be posting that thread talking about how I made that $5,000 and in one shot. And I look forward to getting feedback from all of you. So below this video, there's a few pictures of me actually prior to my surgery, and you could probably see the fear of my face at some point, and then a couple pictures of me after the surgery as well. And a link to, and there will also be a link as well to the new thread that I'm going to be starting, where I'm going to be talking about how I did this $5,000 deal and how I did it via strictly a webinar. So, with that said, thanks again for all of you who've been supporters and sending emails and well wishes and all that. Again, thank you for doing that. And for the rest of you who I haven't had an opportunity to say hi to again, I'm glad you're back, and I look forward to helping you again and just providing you with what I've been doing, and in hopes that it will help you. So again, thanks, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.